Hi beauties, hope you are doing great. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve a natural everyday makeup look. In this tutorial, I'll be creating soft brown eyes using the shades of brown only. I'll be using some of my favorite products that work for all skin types. If you are excited, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Also let me know in the comments what look you want to see me doing next. So now let's jump into the makeup. So let me clip my hair, otherwise it's going to disturb me during the makeup. Also, I would like to tell you that before applying any makeup, your cleansing, toning and moisturizing is a must. You need to use all the product according to the skin type. Since I have a dry skin, I'm going to use all the products which are required for the dry skin, but you can change the product according to your skin type. So here I have used Plum's toner and Cetaphil's moisturizer, as you can see in the pictures. Now I'm using Calabar's Perfect Match Primer, which is best for dry skin. It's a hydrating primer. It also has a silicone in it which moisturizes the skin and adds glow to the skin. So you can choose the primer according to your skin. After this, I'm using Daily Life Forever 52's concealer and a corrector palette. Here I am first using the corrector, which is orange corrector. I hope you know that we use orange corrector so that it cancels out any dark circles or blemishes. Yes, it is best for the medium to deep skin tone. So you can always use the orange corrector wherever you find that there is a pigmentation. As you can see on my face, under the eyes, around the mouth, and even on the cheekbone area, I've got some pigmentation. So I'm using a very small amount of corrector and putting it in the area where it is required. Now take a damp beauty blender, and with the help of that, we need to ensure that we are blending the corrector only in the area where we've applied it earlier. Too much pressing or too much pressure can take it off. So we need to ensure that we are working very light-handedly in a tapping motion. It's not necessary that you have to use the blender. You can use your fingers just to tap, or you can even use a small kabuki brush to work on this area. Guys, there is a theory behind using the orange corrector onto the dark areas of the skin. It's not necessary that we need to use the orange corrector only. If the skin is lighter, then we can also use the peach corrector. So it depends on which skin type you are working and why we are only using the orange corrector, why not the green. If you are interested to know, let me know in the comment section. Definitely I'll make a video on it. Now I'm using the same palette and I have taken the color which has a green tick mark on it. It's 2 shades darker than my skin tone. Why we use it? So that it evens out the skin tone. If I'm going to apply the lighter one, it might turn my foundation gray. So it is very much needed that you apply 2 shades darker, and or sometimes people do apply foundation and then 1 shade lighter, but it doesn't work properly. Maybe for some it works, but when I tried it, it didn't work for me. So what I do, I apply 2 shades darker concealer, and then once it is blended perfectly with wet blender, I apply the foundation. I hope you can see that the concealer and corrector has blended perfectly. There is no more pigmentation and everything is smooth. So now the color of my face is even tone. Now let's move to the foundation. I have used Estee Lauder's 3N2 Wheat shade, which is a little lighter shade actually, and as you can see, I'm applying it with the help of a foundation brush. You can even tap it with your finger, whatever you prefer. After that, I'm going to use definitely a blender today. So I'm going to take the wet blender which I've been using, and again I'm going to spread it on my face in a tapping motion. So the motion, you can see it is touch and press. So you are going to use the same method to blend your foundation. Now after blending, you will see your face somewhat like this. So here my foundation is perfectly blended, as you can see here, and the shade is not very light, but I have just used one shade lighter than my skin tone. So it's up to you if you want to use the natural shade, which is exact shade. In that case, I would have mixed my foundation with another little darker shade, or I can just use the direct one shade if I think that matches to my skin. So it's done. Now let's move to the eyes. I have used PAC's liquid concealer in shade beige, which is 06. I've applied it in a very little amount over my lid, and with the help of a concealer brush, I'm just going to spread it. After this, I'm going to use again the damp beauty blender, and with the help of that, I'm going to blend it. Now eyes are prepped, however I'm just taking the same beauty blender and running it over my lower lid area just to remove any creases. Here I have used PAC's HD powder banana, which gives the sheer coverage. As you can see, I am dusting off the excess and just applying it very gently around that area so that we can avoid any creases. Now I'm going to repeat the same process on the other eye, and then I'm going to use the same powder puff and going to dab it around my laugh lines to avoid any product build up there. I'm sure you might have observed that once we are done with the makeup, we see product being stuck around those lines. We don't want that, and that is why I'm doing this process. So if you also want to have the same look, please follow this procedure. Now let's set the base. So dip the brush into the powder, the same banana powder, which is a loose powder. Tap off excess and lightly dust over your face, focusing on oily areas, especially the T-zone, under eyes and your chin area, basically all over the face. Let's move to the best part, which is eyes. Here I'm going to groom my brows. So I have used 02 Cedar cream from PAC to fill in my brows. It is very important that we define our brows, groom them so that it can create a frame for the eyes before applying any eyeshadow. To fill the brows, lightly trace the bottom and top edges of your brow with small feathery strokes, focusing on the gaps. Use light strokes to mimic natural hairs, starting from the middle and moving towards the tail. Keep the front of the brow lighter for natural gradient effect. Blend with the spoolie later on. Brush through your brows to soften any harsh lines and blend the product evenly. To prevent the eyeshadow from creasing, we need to once again dab the same beauty blender over the lid area. Now I'm starting with the eye makeup. I have used Morphe's James Charles eyeshadow palette. Here I have used the lightest shade all over my lid area just to set the concealer. Now I have taken a round eyeshadow brush, and with the help of that I have taken a lightest shade of the brown as shown in the picture to create a transition. Here you can see that I am working in a round circular motion, so you can also work like this on your eyelid area to create a transition. Now take some more eyeshadow of the same color and pack it all over the lid area. I should have taken any other shade, but since I'm going to create a very soft natural look, I'm taking the same shade and I'm applying it all over the lid area and trying to blend it properly. Now take a small smudger brush and take the darker shade of brown as shown in the picture and try to put it as close as to the lash line. Guys, it is not necessary that you need to use the same palette. You can use any palette. It's just that you should know how to play with the colors. So use same family's color and work with it. Now I have taken a darkest shade of the brown and I'm putting on the outer corners of the eyes just to give a smoky effect, as you can see. So you can do the same with the same brush. Just try to blend everything properly. Blending is most important here, so you should know how to blend very gently, very nicely. You just have to work with the brush and the eyeshadow. I'm using a bigger eyeshadow brush just to blend everything, as you can see, guys. So you also need to do the same. So most of the eye makeup is done. Now I've taken an eyelash curler and I'm curling the lashes. It is a must process so that it gives our eyes a lifted look. Here I'm not going to use any false eyelashes today, so it becomes more important to do the curling of lashes. So I'm going to use a Maybelline's Colossal Volume Mascara in shade of black. We need to remove excess mascara from the wand to prevent clumping. Start at the base of your lashes and wiggle the wand upwards to ensure even coverage. Focus on coating every lash for a fuller look. Apply 2 to 3 coats for extra volume and letting each layer dry slightly before applying the next. Now we need to add some shade onto the lower lash line as well. So I have used the same shades which I used on the upper lid area, and I'm working in the same way but with the small smudger brush. I'm working in a gentle stroke. So first the lighter shade, then the medium brown, and then the darkest brown on the outer corner, because we need a fuller eye. So this is how we need to do the lower eyeshadow. Now apply the mascara on the lower lash as we did on the upper lash. Make sure each lash is coated with the mascara. Remove excess and just coat everything with a good amount of mascara for a fuller eye look. Let's contour the face. I have a square face shape, so here I'm going to apply the contour starting from the ears towards the center of my face, like this, as shown in the video, and then around the temples and forehead. Also I want a slimmer jawline, so I'll be applying contour along the jawline, blending downwards to minimize the sharp angles, and also on the side of the bridge of the nose. Now blend everything. Whenever you are blending the contour, you need to ensure that everything is blended in a downward direction, because we want to create a shadow. And here I have a square face shape, so of course I'm going to blend everything in a downward direction. I hope you are able to see the difference. And for the nose, I'm going to use a small concealer brush, and with the help of that I'm going to blend everything in a downward direction. Now I'm going to use the highlighter, which enhances your natural features by adding light and dimension to your face. I'm using PAC's Spotlight Concealer 01, which is Whipped Vanilla. So here I'm going to apply it on the high points of the cheekbone, some above the jawline, chin, bridge of the nose, and on the forehead. And now we need to blend everything properly. So use the damp beauty blender and make sure you blend it properly so that this area highlights. You can look at the way I'm blending it. This is how you need to blend, and your contour and a highlighter should not be different. So there shouldn't be any harsh lines, guys. Everything need to look together. I hope you can see the difference, how my face is looking more elongated now. So from square we are trying to keep it somewhere close to the oval shape, because usually oval is the ideal face shape. let's apply the blush. Here I'm going to use the shade which is JCB004 from Daily Life Forever 52. I'm applying it around the apple of the cheeks towards the temple, and then I'm going to blend it in the same direction with the help of Beauty Blender. As you can see how I'm blending, do it the same way. Now let's apply the lipstick. For that I'm prepping my lips. Actually I have used the same loose powder which I have taken in a powder puff and applying over the lip. Why I'm doing this? So that my lipstick is going to last long, plus the lip liner or the lipstick is not going to bleed because it mattifies that area. Here I am using Swiss Beauty's lip liner, which is in the shade of cherry brown. So first we need to lip line the way I am doing it. I like overlining, so to do that you can just go beyond your natural lip line, only in the center for a fuller effect. Avoid overlining the corners. If you don't like overlining, then you can just follow the shape of your natural lip. To give it a fuller effect, we usually overline. Now let's fill the lips with the Maybelline's Super Stay Vinyl liquid lipstick, which is in the shade Irresistible. It is one of my favorite lipstick, guys, because it moisturizes your lip. It never cracks or makes your lips dehydrated. I love this lipstick. You can try this. Also, you need to ensure that when you are applying the lipstick, it is over the liner and blend for a smooth, well-defined finish. So finally our makeup is done. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed watching today's makeup tutorial. There were a few tips and tricks. If you want to learn some more tips and tricks about the makeup, please do let me know. I know the lighting setup is not perfect, but I assure you that in my upcoming videos I'll try to fix it, because I just started making the videos, so I'm still not sure about adjusting the lights. But so far, thank you so much for watching.